Yeah, in regards to what it is that you think you want to do for a living. Understanding and knowing that this is not a lottery, and there is some hard work involved in it. And hard work requires a lot of things, like reading, for instance. If you don't like to read, gather your things and get out. Because now is not the time, and this is not the place. Research, incredibly important. If you don't like to do research, gather your things, because you're in the wrong place. Okay, networking. If you don't like or know how to network, again, because you're in the wrong place. There's a lot of work involved. And then there's study. And may I reiterate again, for those of you who are confused, be ye no longer confused. Workshops are not study. They are not. I'm tired of seeing my name at the bottom of people's resumes like they took some fabulous class. Did not. That is not acting, and this is not acting class. This is a seminar. I see truth in performance. This is a truth in performance seminar. The business of show business, because that is what I do. I love what I do. I have been casting for 22 years. I started in 1990. I started casting in music videos actually, when there were very few people in casting that looked like me. But my father and my parents are absolutely fabulous human beings. They are always reach for your dream, go for it. Every word, every term, everything you want to do, there's a phrase for it, as far as my father was concerned. So if he woke you up with ice water, it was like the early bird gets the worm, get up, it. So for him, he was always be the first. So if you're in the back of the class, or sit in the front. If no one else is doing it, be the first. If you can't see it, I don't care, be the first. That is the way that he is to this day. My parents have been married for 51 years. My mother is all about educating and researching. So I get both sides. I get the dreamer who tells me to go for it, and then I get the mother who's practical and tells me to prepare for what you're going for. So I'm a blend of the two. Sometimes there's preparation, and sometimes there is just go for it. And I have done both, and I still continue to do both. Sometimes I prepare, other times I just jump. So I'm working at an ad agency, and I had many, many jobs. I was a temp. And I typed 95 words a minute, so I stayed busy as a temp. They were constantly sending me places wherever there was a doctor or a lawyer, because when you work for lawyers, you do transcription, you type a lot. 95 words a minute, I'm working. So I'm working at this ad agency for this lawyer in business affairs, which you should get to know what business affairs is, because those are the people that deal with your contracts if you ever are blessed enough to be under contract anywhere for anything regarding this industry. And the ad agency did a ton of commercials, from Pampers to M&M Mars, Procter & Gamble. We had all kinds of clients. And this little baby walks over to my desk, sees all my toys and everything, and wants to sit in my lap. So I got the baby in my lap, and I'm still typing, answering the phone, and typing, and the baby's playing and doing his or her thing. And the mother says, well, it's time to go into the door now. You know, behind that door thing that they're doing stuff with the pamper babies over there. And the baby didn't want to get out of my lap. And she says, well, will you bring the baby in to the room? And I said, great, because I've always wanted to know what's going on behind the door anyway. So yeah, I'll bring the baby in. So I bring the baby into the room, and they said, hi, how are you? And who are you? And I said, oh, I'm Tracy. And they, are you the baby wrangler? Now in that moment, I could have said a number of things. I chose to say, how much do they make? And then they commenced to tell me, and I said, absolutely, so nice to meet you. And I'm in the room where the thing is going on behind the door. And I got to see what's happening. I got to see them bring the kids in and take the kids out. Here's what they're doing, making the kids smile and having them get up and walk and in their Pampers and all this stuff. And I'm going, holy crap. This is what I want to do. I had like this epiphany. I was like, I want to do this right here. instead of sitting out there. So I had these fabulous two bosses who were my tormentors instead of my mentors. And they would go to lunch from, one was 12 to 1, the other one went to lunch from 1 to 2. I went to lunch from 12 to 2. Because one didn't know what the other one was doing, and one boss thought I was at lunch with the other one, and then when she was going to lunch, he thought I was at lunch when she was at lunch, so I had lunch 2 hours. And I took my 2 hours and went to intern for the casting director in the office. And she taught me so many things just by allowing me to watch and learn and observe and read things that were coming in and going out, things that were going into the garbage, all kinds of things. So I then said to my brother, who was a director, Jeff Byrd, I said to my brother, I think this is what I want to do. I think I found it. And he says, okay, well, you need to start interning for people. You need to start working for other people and figuring this thing out. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to intern. Who do you recommend? And he had some recommendations, but I said, my favorite show is The Cosby Show. So I'm going to call the casting director of The Cosby. What the hell? What's the worst they can say? No? Go for it. So I kept calling Julie Hughes. I called her. She got so tired of me calling. And she said, okay, you can come in and you get 15 minutes to ask whatever questions you want. I was very excited. Came in after work, had all my questions written down. I was prepared, mama, ready, but jumped in, Dad. Jumped into it, sat down with her, started asking questions, getting all the answers to my questions. She's like, all right, so last 30 seconds is last question. What you got? I said, who empties your garbage and gets your coffees? And she said, nobody. And I said, I'd like to apply for that job. And I started interning for Julie Hughes right then and there after work. After my regular day job from 9 to 5, at 5:30, I was at Hughes Moss Casting until she left. And that is how it got started. And I always wondered when I was younger why I had known the names of every single child on the Brady Bunch and all of the children on Good Times. And my mother used to ask me all the time, well, why do you think you need to know Eve Plum's name or Michael Evans' name? Why do you feel like you need to know Ralph Carter's name? And I said, because when I meet them, I'm going to call them by their name. And she didn't think anything of it. She's like, oh, okay, well, she thinks she's going to meet them. That's how it works. And in my mind, that is how it works. So that was the beginning of my then running all over town with my little business cards and working at Essence Magazine and inviting myself to functions and events that I wasn't even invited to in order to meet the people that I needed to meet. I heard Wendy tell you earlier about meeting people and being around the people that are doing what you do. That was my beginning. And I was around people that I needed to be around in order to make the connections that I needed to make, directors, producers, production companies, whomever. I worked for Terry Williams. I was her intern for a while, and I got a job at Def Comedy Jam for this first season, working for her. I was interning for her and working at Def Comedy Jam at the same time, casting dancers for that. So it is truly my two favorite words, audacity and tenacity. And I have to say, looking back on it now, I wonder if I would have ever had that much nerve, now, but I still have a lot of nerve. I do some things now, even now, that some people are like, oh, I would never have done that, but that's how I stay a little different. That's how I keep my hustle on. That's how Brooklyn stays with me. Like, I'm always ready to do something that's creative or outside of the box or outside of the ordinary in order to get to where it is that I need to go. So fast forward now to my biggest film to date so far, which is Sparkle, which I'm very, very happy and excited about. So I went from music video to feature film, and I'm the first and so far the only casting director to have done that. And I'm incredibly excited about that. And it came with a lot of challenge and a lot of there were a lot of challenges, and it was I tell my daughter all the time, she says, is it hard? I said, hard as a surface. Challenges are what you grow through, what you go through. So I am looking forward to A, some really incredible questions, B, to talk about some of the things that get on my last damn nerve, and to also to find out, like, you know, there's so many people. I did a workshop earlier this week down the hall, as a matter of fact, and it was so incredibly interesting to me what happened, what transpired at said workshop, and I learned a lot from it. So I am interested in knowing more about you guys and what it is that you think. Wendy and I had a conversation the other night, and so many people that think they're ready. I'm ready for Hollywood. I'm ready right now. I'm ready. Ready? Anybody? All those who are ready, I'm ready for Hollywood. I'm ready right now. I'm ready. There's one. I gotta take her down. No, hold them high.